question is, sometimes we say that it's somebody's bad time going on or good time going on. Um, what is destiny versus how much of it do we control in terms of karma? The thing of destiny, it's something that cannot be proved. If you really deeply think about it, we can't say that this was always meant to be, that this was destined and that's why it happened. When somebody's hit with a brick in their head, then they question and they look around why it happened to me. When somebody finds $1 million of inheritance, let's say, nobody says why this happened to me. They say, thank you very much. Maybe I will do some good things with it, but I must have deserved it. I actually deserve 10 million, but okay, nature gave me 1 million, no problem. But when we go through a down time, that's when we question, is it destiny, or what did I do in my life to deserve something like this? The truth is, anything can happen to anybody. Doesn't matter how good your karma, it doesn't matter how sound your destiny. There's a very famous anecdote, this person had a dream. This king had a dream that death came in his dream and said, I would take you today. And he decided to just mount his horse and really go very far from that place. Because if death was supposed to come here, because as was a dream that he thought the death is already in the palace, then how would death catch him at 5 p.m.? So he ran away. And when he went to this other village, which was about 6 hours away, it was nearly 5 p.m. And there he saw elephants charging at him. They came charging at him as he was passing through the woods. And in that, he saw death. And death said to the king, I didn't think you would make it here by 5. But if not for this amazing horse, you won't be here. So was it destiny? Or was it something that was just meant to be? So one must always progress and work in life believing in karma. Destiny can only play its role if you become a worthy recipient. I think I wrote about it in my memoir that David, this friend of mine, I don't know if it got deleted later or it's still there. So when I got a job with News Corp and I was doing well there, and I said to David one day, I said, David, thanks for organizing everything. It was sheer luck that not only I got in, I was on a student visa back then. They agreed to all my conditions, including giving me a day off every week, giving me full-time salary, sponsoring me if I so wished, and paying my uni fee. I said it was luck. And he said to me, taking my old name, let's say he just called me Swami, he said, Swami, luck can get you in, but luck can't do the job for you. He said, he said, I get calls from the HR director who say, can you give us just 2 or 3 more candidates like him? So competency and our preparedness makes everything work eventually. There are things we don't control. I call that destiny. There are things we do control. I call that karma. So rather than getting into a deep philosophical battle about whether it's destiny or karma, the way I see it, do I have any control over it? If somebody is sad, I cannot control if they are sad, but I can control to do my bit to lift their spirits. If they still remain sad, that's either their karma or destiny, or could be mine. Or if what I mean to say is we cannot relinquish karma thinking if it's destined to happen, it will happen. Throughout my life, whenever I did any business or took any important decision, I never opened the Panchangam and say, is it Rahu Kalam? Is this graha here? Is this planet there? Uh, Is it matching my zodiac, my sun sign or moon sign or ascendant sign or whatever sign? I just knew as far as customers or vendors or banks go, the only sign that matters is your signature on the checkbook. If that matches and you have money in the bank, all is good. All the other signs are theories we have created for ourselves. So if somebody says, oh, I am undergoing a 7.5 year period, Shani Sadasati, and therefore my bad time is going on, if you want to do that, I can't stop you. So when something doesn't happen in a life, where do we look for answers? Do we look for an answer in things that we don't control? In which case, we'll end up blaming somebody else or some other entity. The fault is in our stars, the fault is in the society, the fault is in people around me. Or am I going to look for my answers within? And in fact, that's the whole journey of awakening, that you look within for all your answers. If you're lonely, if you're sad, if you're unsuccessful, chances are somewhere you are responsible for it. At least that's the view I take. Because if I took any other view, then for every untoward incident in my life, I would be running to astrologers and pundits and tantrics and other means and methods, or saying somebody's done a black magic on me. And when you walk in as a seeker, as somebody in pain, to somebody who's a professional, to such a person you are a customer. If their livelihood depends on telling you upayas and telling you that something bad been done to you, almost always they will say, किसी ने कुछ किया हुआ है जी, कोई औरत दिख रही है, आपके घर में आसपास ही है कोई. Now, how do you refute such an allegation? How do you defend it? How do you work around it? सबने कुछ ना कुछ किया हो तभी पृथ्वी पर घूम रहे हैं. And then Pitra dosh hai ji. What does that even mean? There is a thing called Pitra dosh, that your ancestors, maybe you have not honored them, but that doesn't mean they're out there to get you. They're thinking, now I'm not gonna spare this guy. They got enough of their own things going on, you know. They're thinking, when are we going to be liberated and move into a new body or something like that? So I always say that we must do the best we can. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tagatva dhananjaya siddhya siddhya samabhutma svattam yogochate. You must do your karma, Kande. Don't worry about whether it's destined to happen or not destined to happen. What the outcome is going to be, that's immaterial. You should be able to put your hand on your heart and say, I gave my everything to this thing. Because then you will enjoy the journey of creation. You will enjoy the journey of actually building something of your efforts. If I make my outcome the only benchmark of my success or failure, then I'm setting myself up for some great disappointment. If I make the benchmark my action, that am I doing the best I can, then I'm going to enjoy the journey. And I was in the morning, I shared with you my schedule today. It's been extremely hectic today. And I said to you, and it's one of the lighter days for me today. Lighter because the action items I thought I would take off today before I go to bed tonight, I would have done that. I will have done that. But even with all that work, I absolutely look forward to every single morning. I can't wait for the night to pass so that morning can come and I can start bugging people and say, is this done? Is that done? Where are we with this and that and the other? Or more importantly, get on with my day and do my work. What is life without good karma anyway? And what role then has destiny to play in anything? There's a very famous saying, खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा खुद बंदे से पूछे कि बता तेरी रजा क्या है. Strengthen yourself to such a degree that the universe bows down before you and says to you, what do you want? And not once, twice, tens of times, I've experienced such moments in my life where nature summons itself and says, what would you like us to do, Swami? Really? And I say it without any form of dramatization. It's possible. You just have to be very focused and you just have to be very patient. And above all, you have to be sincere. You have to be truthful. You have those things. You don't wish anybody ill. You just do what you've got to do. There are infinite possibilities, and it's for you. They are there for you to take them, grab them, and do something with them. So when somebody says to you, it's your bad time going, or it's your bad time, this duration, I don't even know what that means. If something is not happening to me, does that mean it's my bad time? Or is my bad time when something is happening absolutely the way I want? Because after every good phase is going to be a phase which is not going to be so good. That's how life goes. So I hope I answered your question.